Hey everybody, Hardtekticon is back into the customizing game, and I am bringing you Combiner Wars Dark of the Moon style Crankcase! He's so cranky. After 2 years of not messing around hardly at all with customizing, I finally finished one. Finally. I've actually got like 3 or 4 other customs that I've done that are either kind of one of those, well, is incomplete, so I can't show it off yet, even though it's kind of complete, or I just didn't feel comfortable showing it off as a custom because it kind of sucked. But this one, it has got its flaws, but I'm actually pretty proud of it. I wanted some extra Combiner Wars limbs to, you know, throw on like Galvatronus and stuff like that. And I decided to get an off-road and a red alert and kind of switch around a lot of the parts to make kind of a different character. And one of the first ones that came to mind was kind of a amalgamation of the IDW style of Crankcase combined with the Dark of the Moon style Crankcase. And this is what I came up with. It's got Off-Road's head and Off-Road's limbs right there, just the teal green parts. And his tires. It's got his tires. But beyond that, that's it. Everything else was red alert. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Let's kind of give you a close-up of the head sculpt if I can. There you go. The head is fully hand painted. I painted all of the parts except for the head and these parts using spray paint, just black spray paint. And then I went back and added the gold and silver touches all over the place. That's just a repro label sticker. And then went back and realized that I messed up on some parts and painted it a different color black, which I'm sure you could see. Had to file down some areas, and still wish I would have filed down a little bit more and more areas, because there is a lot of paint coming off on this guy when transforming him back and forth. So yeah. Also, one other excuse me, one other disappointing thing is you'll see this part is still connected. Let's go and unconnect it carefully. Jeez. Woo! Right here. Let's see. Well, I guess you can't see it, but let's see if you can see it from this. And yeah, kinda. See how that part sticks out a little bit? It's actually wearing down and about to break, so I actually keep this part plugged into it, which keeps the wear down from that joint, and it's going to keep it from breaking. So yeah, I got a new custom figure that's already starting to break apart and paint falling off, and yeah, I'm an awesome customizer. Yep. But still, I think he looks good, especially from far away. Look at that. It looks awesome like that. But so yeah, you got that. You got some parts where it didn't fully take to the paint, like let's see, yeah, somewhere in there's a little bit of red. There you go, you can kind of see it. Where else? Now there's some parts like inside the legs, for example, that's not fully painted, but I mean really, nobody is going to be displaying it like that, so who cares? And I didn't do this to sell, I did this for my own collection. Just wanted some more limbs to go with all these torsos they're not making limbs for. Now, since I started on this, they have showed off the Grand Galvatron, the Takara version. I'm getting that thing. So right now, this guy is only got one person he can combine with, and that is my Grand Scourge that I recently got. but I plan on giving him the Hasbro Combaticons and getting the Takara Bruticus. That way there's lots of differences. But yeah, most of it's pretty good. I really did mess up on some parts like that. You got some paint coming off in there. You can tell it was red alert. And unfortunately, some of the tampographing just did not cover up. So you can still see the word rescue upside down. Now it's right side up. And like on the arms, you can kind of see the word emergency somewhere. It's like real fine right there. I guess you can't. Nope, not quite. A little bit of paint coming off there. A little bit of flub up around the knee paints. The face, I have to say I did a pretty good job on. Let's see if I can do this. It's gold and silver. The eyes are from Off-Road's head. I just didn't paint those. Through the back of his head. Kind of gave him like a silver crest, whatever. So yeah, as you can see, the windows I did in silver, not that great. Oh, and for accessories, I gave him first aid's axe and foot handgun because I just didn't think the purple really matched the aesthetic of this character. And plus, I think it looks cool with them Grand Scourge like that. So, let's pull out some other figures, kind of give me some good comparisons. Excuse me. Here we have him with his original incarnation, Off-Road. So you can see how much of a difference all that made. The part switching and everything made them look really different. They just kind of have the same head. So yeah. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about with Dark of the Moon Crankcase, maybe you're just a movie hater and just refuse to even watch it. There were, excuse me again, 3 Suburbans that chased Ironhide and Bumblebee. No, just Bumblebee and Sideswipe, I think. I can't remember. Lots of Transformer fiction going on, people. And I kind of like most of it. So I don't perfectly remember. But either way. Here is the toy of Crankcase. But yeah, Crankcase and his other 2 buddies turn into black Suburbans, like the kind that go after you when you're running from the FBI and such. Yeah, y'all know those types. There we go. I didn't have him fully transformed right. So, there he is with Dark of the Moon Crankcase. And you can kind of see where I went with the paint decisions. Now, of course, he don't have any tread locks, but he does kind of have a similar shaped head. Kind of. And I thought about giving him one of these guns, but I let Crankcase, Dark of the Moon Crankcase, keep him in Off-Road Fall. And he can just have Combiner Wars weapons. So yeah, that's what they look like together. So I'm going to stop the video and very, very carefully transform them into vehicle mode and let's check that out. Be right back. Alright, here we have Dark of the Moon style Crankcase in his vehicle mode, which further shows off the Dark of the Moon influence. I just painted over the sirens. I really didn't want the red there. I just felt like it would have broken up the dark, evil mysteryness of it. It still rolls good, but it doesn't look great in vehicle mode, I think, because of where I messed up and painted these black bits over the black spray paint to try and cover up some of the flaws. And yeah, that didn't turn out too well. Like I said, you can still see rescue under the paint, but only at certain lights and angles. And there is where I painted the grill and some of the front silver. I think I did a pretty good job on there. Wish the light would stop. There we go. Clearing off of it. And then the windows, the windshields. Again, light is glaring. Didn't come out super great. There we go. The paint was really thick and goopy, and I just did not thin it out enough. So you can see kind of like brush strokes and such like that. But still, I've got something unique that nobody else has. And I'm not so uptight to where I'm going to make a custom and be like, okay, now you can never transform it ever again. It's a statue now. Well, dang, that sucks. I'm going to transform it. Just so you know what it looks like with its accessories. I'm going to put on the hand-foot gun thing. Possibly messing up some paint. Quite possibly. Okay, that is tight. You know what? I'm not putting on the hand-foot gun. Let's see. Will it work like this? I don't think so. I think it will... No, it works like that. So yeah, I guess that's how he's going to carry his hand-foot gun. And his axe is right here. Now, of course, that didn't make it look much better at all. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, and here is off-road with Crankcase. Yep, there's some different angles to look at them at. And real quick, let's show off just foot mode. Let me get them carefully transformed, and I'll be back. Alright, here we have them in foot mode, or leg mode, or shin mode. Well, first of all, this, yep, that's good. It's nothing special. It does work pretty well with Grand Scourge, given the black scheme and everything. I didn't bother painting these parts of the combiner peg because, you know, once it's actually out and utilized, you won't see that part at all. So I kind of skipped it. So yeah, that's him in leg mode. So in case you didn't know, I have actually got my hands in probably a dozen different art forms, messing around and trying to keep up with all of them. Customizing figures, unfortunately, is one that has to take a bit of a backseat to the other ones that I get a little bit more attention or money or whatever from. Hey, we all got to get paid, huh? These Transformers aren't cheap. But so I can't say when my next custom, or at least my next custom that I'm actually proud of, is gonna be, but hopefully not too long. If nothing else, I'll probably show off, most likely show off my BotCon customization class figure, because I am signed up for the Thursday class when I go to BotCon. I'm actually going a day early so I can attend that. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to BotCon in general. But the customization class was kind of one of the main things that I wanted to do. So, yeah, like I said, if nothing else, I'll show that off and, you know, try and keep on showing y'all cool stuff and not just stuff from retail or China. So, that's really all I got to say about this guy. If you want a quick comparison, here he is with off-road in leg mode. So yeah, there you go. So I'm gonna be showing off some really cool, unique stuff next video. So make sure to stay tuned. This is Hardtekticon reviewing my new custom Transformers Combiner Wars Dark in the Moon style crankcase, and I will see y'all later.